Today is June 11th, 2018. We have 4 days to June 16th. And June 16th is a very special day for African kids. It is the Day of the African Child. This day is celebrated across Africa and its diaspora. Now, I got curious about this date and I came up with a short quiz, a very spontaneous one. And I asked African kids the question, is Africa a continent or a country? And the response really shocked me. Not many of them knew whether Africa is a continent or a country. And those of them who knew that it was a continent did not know how many countries are there in this continent. And I really got surprised when some kids did not even know the name of the capital of their country. And some of these kids are in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and even 12, meaning they're getting ready to get into universities. And they do not know the name of the capital city of their country. This really shocked me. It really made me worry and ask myself the question, what is it that we are doing wrong as parents? What is it that we're doing wrong as teachers, communities? I mean, Africa is a community-based has a community-based culture. We're all responsible for each other. Now the point is, are we parents leaving the sole responsibility of the education of our children in the hands of teachers and schools? Yes, of course, schools and teachers are there to teach and educate our children, but we parents do have a responsibility as well. So how much of that responsibility are we assuming? I mean, the fact that some of our kids do not have the basic information that every kid should know, is not to be blamed on schools and teachers alone. We as parents have a responsibility. When I see American kids, a 4-year little boy who knows all the past president of the United States of America, and when I ask my African child the name of the president of his or her country, some of them do not know. And this is something that is very serious. Now, from my perspective as an author, the author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series, and a mother, an African, a proud African for that matter, I really get worried. And so I'm here today not to complain. No, I'm not here to complain. I'm just here to raise awareness on the fact that we need to be doing much more in helping our kids to not only know their African history, their background, their culture, but also to help them to embrace and celebrate that culture, their heritage, and their identity. Because if they don't know where they're coming from, if they don't know who they are, they're likely not to know where they're going to. I've been living abroad for 20 years, and I know what it means to be in a global space as an African woman or a person of African descent. When you do not know your identity, you tend to become who people want you to be instead of who you really are. And so I'm really very, very concerned about the fact that we are not teaching our kids enough of what they should know about their African heritage. I'm here to assume my part of the responsibility. And so what I'm doing is that my book, I Know My Africa from A to Z. It's a book that takes you from A, like Algeria, right down to Z for Zimbabwe, and really gives you the basic facts that every kid should know. I think every teacher, every parent, every youth worker, every library, every university, every Sunday school needs to have this book. Now, I'm not asking you to come buy the book from me now. No, I'm assuming my responsibility. And between today, the 11th of June, 2018, to the 20th of June, I'm putting at your disposal, I'm fully sponsoring 100 e-copies of this book. I'll put it at your disposal so you can help me enable our kids. You can help me teach our kids their history. It is so important to me. That's why I'm doing this in celebration of the 2018 Day of the African Child. If you're out there, you're a teacher, you own a library, you are a student, you are a youth center leader, you work with kids, you are a parent who wants to ensure that his or her kids know Africa, drop me an email, smartkids@followmetoafrica.co.za, and I will send you an e-copy of this book. Now, please bear in mind that I'm going to be coming after you to make sure that you're really using this book to teach the kids their Africa. And so when you send me an email, I will give you further direction on what it takes in order for you to get this book. So please, let's put our hands together this year and make sure that our African kids are more savvy of their identity, that they know more of Africa this year, next year, and the years to come, because they are the leaders of our continent. They're the future. And if we expect them to lead Africa in a global stage, in a global space, what we need to ensure right now is that they know who they are, where they come from, and that they embrace their identity. If you understand my message and you want to join me, you're most welcome. You can do two things. You can share this message to people who are close to you, people who are dear to you, or you can go to our YouTube channel, GloBUNTU Mindset, and subscribe to our channel. We will really appreciate. I thank you for listening to this message and for sharing. Let's put our hands together as parents, as uncles, as aunties, whoever we are, wherever we are, to make sure that we educate our African kids to be proud of who they are and to stand tall, because it is our responsibility. We owe it to them. Thank you very much. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I'm the author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series and the publisher of GloBUNTU Books.